Well, today, kids, we're going to have a little Sunset Strip book club. Yeah. All right. So I've got this old issue of BAM magazine. BAM magazine was probably the premier magazine in LA back in the day. And this was a free magazine that you would find at Tower Records or, in a front of clubs or, anywhere, that's a lot of restaurants would have this. This would be everywhere. If you could get in a magazine like this, it was great free exposure. Here is the band Tuff on the cover of BAM magazine. There's Stevie Rochelle there. You've seen him in the recent Paramount Plus documentary, Nothing But a Good Time. And, there's something prophetic about this. And I noticed this, I was on the Strip at this time. We had fired our first singer, the singer for Shock, Jamie. Jamie had some issues and, we let him go as the front man for our band. And so we had gotten a new singer. And so we're active on the Strip, man. We were looking for that big record deal. We were still a headliner. We had changed our name from Shock to Boy Elroy. That's what our booking agent and manager had cooked up together and said, here you go, guys. Here's your new name. And but there's something prophetic about this headline. Tuff, the last strip miners. Now I should have thought about that right then and there. I should have thought, man, what's going on? Why are they calling them the last strip miners? Meaning the last of the bands to make it on the Sunset Strip. This is May 17th, 1991. And I can show you right here. This is May 17th. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's May 17th, 1991. So I don't know. I'll have to do a little research as to when Nirvana and Pearl Jam and all that stuff came out. But man, it was 91. You had 89, 90. And on 1990, the Strip was exactly the same. There were hair bands, there were glam bands, there were hard rock bands, there were, metal bands. There were all those different kind of variations of heavy music. It wasn't just one thing. And, my band at the time was incorporating things, funk and hard rock and kind of a mashup to make us different from the rest of the bands. But there they are proclaiming in 1991 that Tuff was the last of the strip miners. Now, if you've watched Nothing But a Good Time on Paramount Plus, you'll see that they indeed crown Tuff as the last of the strip miners. And, that's not entirely true, but from an overview of, of the scene, yes, you could say they were the last ones. But, a band like Life, Sex, and Death came along, hit the Strip, came up with the right concept, and boom, they were signed, and their music was getting played on Headbangers Ball. So, it's like there were opportunities there. The Strip was still alive. Bands were still getting signed. Things were happening. There were tons of fans on the street. Your clubs, your gigs would be packed. And, it seemed like everything was just business as usual. And, trends, I've said this before on my channel, trends come and go. And, I thought grunge was just another thing. It's just another phase. It's just another style of heavy rock. But here we are with the last of the strip miners. Now, local band special, okay? And it's hard for me to read this and show you this at the same time. And I'm not even sure if this is coming out. But local band special, band directory, plus 5 on the move. 5 on the move, okay? Anna Black, And a lot of people that are fans of the Sunset Strip have heard of the band Anna Black. They were very much in the Motley Crue realm, and they put on a huge show, and they were a big band at that time. But then look, who's after Anna Black? Boy Elroy. Boy Elroy, right there. Number 2, 5 on the move. Then there's Dobie Danger and the Anti-Elvis Club, Rails, and Venice. So, and Venice, I believe Venice ended up getting signed, and had got a little push there for a little while. But there we are, right on the cover of the magazine, free plug for the band. We're 5 on the move. This would surely land on A&R guys' desks and surely put you in a place where, who's this Boy Elroy? Let's go check that out. It definitely was a good thing to have your name on the cover. And of course, Tuff getting the major push at the time. Then we go inside, and I'm gonna read you the article they wrote about us. We got almost like a full page thing here, and here is one of our flyers from that period of time. It just happened to be inside the magazine. There's the flyer. I'll show you. This is for Exposure 54, which is a really cool club. That's me right there. That's John Watson, our new singer. That's Greg Babuccio, our bass player. And that's our drummer, Bob Nellis, who has done an interview on this channel. This is a photo shoot we took down in the LA basin, the LA River, or whatever you want to call it. We literally went down in the gutter and took this photo. All right. So that just happened to be in the magazine. Good timing, right? So I flipped through this, and there we are. There's a full page, and the full page has a bunch of advertisements. But there is Boy Elroy, and a nice little article written about it. And right across from us is the band Venice, which I would say the Venice was kind of like the Eagles. They were kind of in that California, I don't know if it's folk, country rock style. They were a throwback. And man, look, Venice had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the band. So it was going to take a really big record deal for those guys to ever make any money. But we were just a classic guitar, bass, and drums. Boy Elroy. There's me up front. Package in the accentuated in the jeans, and ready to rock, right? And we figure, man, we're getting put in this magazine. We're on our way, right? We're on our way. And so I'll read to you what it says. Boy Elroy is a cosmic funk group. So says the band's guitarist and main songwriter, Bad Brad. The LA-based quartet may not have reached galactic proportions in reference to its TV namesake, but they do deliver an original hybrid of hard rock, funk, and Motown stylings that could catapult this energetic band into future stardom. Dude, we're about to be catapulted into future stardom, bro. Dude, you see that? We're about to be catapulted, bro. Bro, I'm going to be catapulted, bro. Dude, it's going to be totally catapulted, thrown into stardom. Okay? The group, in fact, has made amazing progress on the local circuit, considering that lead vocalist John Watson joined the band only 3 months ago after spotting an ad in a local rag. It said the band was a fusion of Van Halen meets James Brown, says the enthusiastic singer. This is not as limited as metal funk. Okay? All right. Enthusiastic lead singer. Not as limited as metal funk. Yeah, I would agree with that. Watson has a well-trained, raspy, yet pleasant voice that fits perfectly with the band's funk rock groove. While most of the music is melodic, the band has also included rap in the songwriting. Although Bad Brad insists that Boy Elroy is much more melodic than your average hip hop. Both Watson and Bad Brad hail from Virginia, and although they had mutual acquaintances, they never knew one another until Watson joined the band here in Los Angeles. Combined with the more laid-back native Californian Babushio and Arizonian Nellis, there are a lot of different attitudes brewing in Boy Elroy, but Bad Brad assures that the balance works, producing some vibrant, high-intensity sounds. And then there's the contact information, which is very important because if this article were to reach somebody on an A&R desk and they said, "Hey, we want to reach you guys. Where can we go see you? Where can we listen to your demo?" So there is Shelley Berggren of Tapestry. There's her number there, and there's our good friend, hey, Jim Babushio, our manager there. He's the brother of our bass player, Jim Babushio. Hey, you guys need to work on your show. Hey, I'm Jim Babushio. So we do this article, and you think, man, this is great. This is great. We are on our way. You think everything is a green light, man. We need to keep on this unique direction because, man, we're a lot different than any of the other Sunset Strip metal. We're a lot different than Anna Black, who is essentially rehashing Motley Crue and going out there with the full makeup and the full teased hair, and we're not just funk metal. We've got elements of Motown. I'm telling you, man, we had songs with a lot more melodic complexity and interesting things. Yes, I cranked up the guitars, and yes, it was basically a clean sound and a dirty sound, and that was the highlight of my guitar tones. But it was something unique. We were doing something unique. We were taking the Strip and going, how can we do something a little bit different and create our own thing? And so, you think this article comes out, you think everything's a go, that we're on our way, man, dude, we're going to get catapulted, bro. Dude, we're totally going to get catapulted to rock stardom. Dude, we're going to be catapulted, bro. It's going to be sweet, bro. It's going to be righteous. Well, something happens with this article. The guy who wrote it wanted to let us know it was coming out and give us a heads up. And so he spoke to our manager, and I get a copy of the magazine, and I get a call. I get a call from Jim, our manager, Jim Babushio. And, typical, Italian guy with the shiny suit. He drove a black Cadillac, He was that guy. He was that guy. He calls me up. "Hey, you see the article?" "Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's great, man." "Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of weird about our guy, our boy there, John Watson. Yeah. Well, you see, the interviewer called me up and said, just wanted to let you know that your singer didn't really seem like he was into the project, and just said, 'Oh, this is just something I'm doing for a while, but I'll be working on other music, and I'm always doing other things.'" What? Because look, man, no matter what anybody was doing, man, you had to be all in at that moment. And if a label or somebody that was checking out the band or an interviewer got the vibe that you weren't taking this seriously, do you think they're going to invest $400,000 or $200,000 into you recording a project and then you walking away and going, I want to do something else? Wishy-washy, right? And I hear this, I'm sitting in the shock house, I'm in my room, sitting next to my waterbed where I had this cheap, one of those phones. It was like $8 and it just didn't have a thing. You just hung it down on a solid surface, crappy, phone. And he's telling me this, and I'm like, man, what? Really? Because I knew when I spoke to the guy that it was my job to sell. It was my job to sell it to this guy that we are a creative force. We've got all these different elements. We're not the typical strip band, so we don't have to, if the Sunset Strip goes away, it doesn't matter because we are a separate entity from that. But our singer gets on the phone and decides it's time to say that, maybe plug himself a little bit and maybe say, well, I'm just doing this for a little while, but I'm a singer and I'm always writing and I'm always doing this. Man, even if that's the truth, that's not something you tell in a conversation or an interview where you're being interviewed because you just joined this band. Yes, it was 3 months ago you joined this band and you came in, and I remember, this guy came in and, he wasn't the stereotypical LA singer, but he did have a raspy, soulful voice, and he was different. He was different. He had a different look. He was American Indian. He had a different vibe about him. He wasn't all razzmatazz and twirling around, like your average Sunset Strip singer. But we took a chance on him because he was different and he was willing to try some different music. And he was, I sat down and wrote songs with this guy. I drove my little POS car across, from the valley into into Hollywood. And I think he was delivering like sandwiches or something at the time, or delivering, he was doing some kind of delivery job for like a record label or something. So he was just driving, mail around and driving documents around across town and stuff like this. He had a little U.S. mail retired Jeep. That's what he was driving in. And, we took a chance on this guy, and here we get notoriety right out of the gate. Look, we were very lucky because we had a team and we were previously shocked that we jumped right into a headlining slot at the Roxy. And I believe that's where we were seen and given a shot in this article. And man, that's a huge thing. That this BAM magazine would be on every record exec's office in town. But then I'm being told that he was that way towards the interviewer. Now, it'd be one thing if he did that to our manager and said, well, I'm not really that into this. That would be, aggravating, but he would be being honest. But when you're trying to break in the industry and you're on an interview, your job is to plug the project that you're in. It'd be the same thing if you're an actor and you're sent to go do a film interview about the film you just worked on. You're on a tour, a promo tour to promote your new film. And instead of talking about the film you're in, oh, well, I've got a new film that I'm working on, and I'm really excited about that. Dude, it would not be a good thing. And so even though we were 3 months in, and I know that's a short amount of time as far as a band, but we had been rehearsing and rehearsing and rehearsing for months and months and months before he joined the band. We had a lot of material already written and some that I brought to him and we wrote together. So we were all invested in this project. And we've been playing together as a rhythm section probably for about a year and a half before this article had ever been a factor. We're talking rehearsing 5 days a week. So this was disheartening, man. And this put the thought in my head that maybe this isn't the guy. Maybe he's not really into this. Maybe he's just stringing us along. This would put a thought in my head that he wasn't all in. Now, we didn't can him for this, but this was extremely disheartening. And knowing that, we got this great opportunity, man, at the same time, in the back of my mind, I thought, man, is this guy gonna flake like every other person in LA? Is this guy gonna flake? And so while this was a great opportunity, man, trouble was afoot.